Welcome back, everyone. So, big announcement today. This fall, we're going back to Japan. So last year I did my first workshop in Japan. I did this with my friend David Brookover, who's a close friend, a wonderful photographer. He's been featured on this channel many times. It was a huge success, a ton of fun, and we've decided to go back again this year, and it's gonna be even better. So this workshop is gonna run from November 30th to December 11th, 2025. These are pretty much the same dates where we went last year, and we hit the fall color perfectly. So the idea is to stick with that same time frame. So one of the things that I've realized about Japan is that each time that I've gone, I realize the culture is so complex, so rich, and so layered in a way that encourages me to discover something new each time that I'm there. So this is not a glorified photo walk. It's definitely not a tourist trip. This is about total visual immersion into a culture. It's a chance to improve your skill set, attempt new techniques, and grow from all the beautiful things this amazing country has to offer. So we are going to be based for 10 days in Kyoto, which is one of the oldest municipalities in the country. Dating back to the year 794 AD, it was chosen as the seat of the imperial court and remained the capital of Japan until about the mid-19th century. We're going to be staying in the Gion district, which is one of the older parts of Kyoto, dating back to the Sengoku period around the 15th century. Gion is of course known for its intimate alleyways, shops, restaurants, there's tea houses, there's geisha and Maiko-san, and of course the famous Minamiza Kabuki Theater. So we've decided to make Kyoto our home base for the 10 days that we're there for a variety of reasons. So first of all, it's going to give us much time to explore, to dig deeper, to actually return to places if we want to go back at a different time of the day. And then second, it's going to allow us a home base where we can do image critiques. Now, this is something that we did last year, and we want to do a lot more of that this year. So we're kind of planning on these approximately every 2 nights. Of course, Kyoto is home to beautiful temples and shrines in the famous Kyoto Goen National Garden and Imperial Palace, which we will be taking time to explore. But the big news is that this year we've decided to bring in a few special guests to photograph. The first is Temetsu. Now, Temetsu is a contemporary Butoh dancer. Butoh is a form of avant-garde dance theater which began in the 1960s, founded by Tatsumi Hijikata and Kazuo Ono. Photographers might know Tatsumi-san from his famous collaboration with Aiko Hosoye, creating their seminal book, Kaimaitachi. Temetsu is an incredible dancer who continues this tradition today. Butoh performance is characterized by the white body paint and slow, controlled movements, and embraces raw human emotions, and the choreography features elements of both reality and surrealism. This is going to be really interesting. Now, our second guest is going to be a No theater performer. And if you're not familiar with No is a major form of Japanese drama dating back to the 13th century, making it the oldest surviving form of theater still performed in the world today. No is based on traditional literature played out by highly trained actors and musicians, and it notably features a range of masks that are hand-carved from Japanese cypress. Our session with the No performer is going to include a presentation about No theater, as well as a performance with the mask and traditional costume. And we did this last year, we're going to bring it back again, so we're going to have an evening with the Maiko-san. Now, Maiko-san, if you're not familiar, are essentially young ladies who are training to be geisha. So our evening is going to include playing games, song, and an informal photo shoot. Geisha are traditional female performing artists who are skilled in music, dance, and singing. Characterized by the kimono, traditional hairstyle, and oshiori makeup, geishas are literally living tradition of a practice that dates back to the 1750s. Though the women who practice today are much fewer in numbers than when they were at their peak in the 1920s, there are 5 hanamachi, or geisha districts, in Kyoto. So this is an extremely rare opportunity to experience one of the great living traditions of Japan. And this year we will also be returning to Benrido Collotype Atelier, which is one of 2 printers in the entire world that are still making collotypes. If you're not familiar with the collotype process, it is one of the earliest processes for making prints. By the 19th century, the collotype was considered the gold standard process for reproductions, not only of photographs, but was also used in museum archiving, reproduction, as well as bookmaking. Benrido makes collotype prints in both monochrome as well as color. The unique process of collotype is that it uses ink pigment and no screens, like screen printing, so therefore there are no halftone dots and the image has an enormous amount of depth to it. Going to Benrido is like visiting a shop 100 years ago. Master printer Osamu Yamamoto and his team operate these old presses and make these prints by hand. It's really cool. We'll get a full tour and a demonstration of the process. Students will also get to make their own collotype print to take home. So while we will be staying in Kyoto for the 10 days that we're there, we've also planned a few day trips. The first will be to Kayabuki no Sato, which is a thatched village in the agricultural town of Miyama. Kayabuki is an important preservation district for groups of traditional houses, so this is a unique view of the old soul of Japan, viewed with a beautiful mountain backdrop. We will also be going to Kobe to visit the Hyogo Prefectural Museum of Art. Designed by Tadao Ando, the building is an incredible example of Ando's style of architecture. Ando's Architectural Institute also coincidentally took on the design and the construction costs, and then after it was done, donated the building to the prefecture. And so this is an excellent place to experience and photograph a more contemporary side of Japan. And we will take an evening trip to Osaka to experience Dotonbori, known for its vibrant nightlife, and of course the iconic Glico Running Man sign. And finally, if this wasn't enough visual immersion for you, we have a special add-on to this trip planned as well. So to the south of Osaka is Mount Koya. At its base is Koyasan. Dating back to 805 AD, Koyasan is the ecclesiastical headquarters of the Koyasan sect of Shingon Buddhism. We're going to stay at Ekoen, which is a Buddhist monastery, for 2 nights. This will be a very traditional experience. It's going to give you a taste of the monk's lifestyle. We will sleep on the traditional tatami mats. You may participate in morning prayers, and we will eat the traditional vegetarian cuisine. We will also visit Okonoen, which is an old cemetery, and it's actually considered to be one of the most sacred places in all of Japan. Now, the reason the monastery at Koyasan is an add-on on this trip is because we have to do it before December 1st. And then unfortunately, because Thanksgiving is so late this year, this puts us over a US holiday. So I didn't want it to be a make or break deal for people who still wanted to go. So if you have Thanksgiving plans and you want to enjoy those, you may, and you can still join us on the 10-day part of our trip. But if you want those 2 extra nights in Koyasan, you can come. It will be an additional add-on. So this is a workshop, and David and I are both going to be teaching various ideas and concepts. And we've actually intentionally limited the size of this whole trip because we want to allow for plenty of one-on-one time while we're there. This is something that's very important. And additionally, we are going to expand on something that we started last year. So last year on the trip, we did 2 nights where we did image reviews and group sessions. And they were so valuable and so popular for everyone that we decided this year we really need to do more of that. So what we're going to do is approximately every other night, we're going to actually get together and review each other's work. Now, this is really good for everybody for 2 reasons. First of all, you're going to see what your colleagues are doing, which is usually really inspiring. And it's amazing to me that we're all kind of in the same place, but the way that people interpret things is always completely different. And that's something that's really exciting. Now, the second piece of that is you're going to be able to receive feedback on your own work. And the way that I do this, I mean, this is our flagship trip, and I want you to come out of this with a body of work that is different than other things that you've produced in the past. And when I keep saying we, and this is our flagship trip, we've worked very hard at this because it's not only David and I, but we've got Nicole and Yuko who pretty much work almost all year in planning this. And for those of you who were on the trip last year, we will have Keigo again as our translator. I also want to mention that we do a pre-workshop Zoom call so everybody can meet one another and we can discuss things to bring, what you're going to want to travel with. And then we can also go over some of the ideas of Eastern compositional and artistic concepts. And I did a little of this last year. It's very much overhauled this year. I'm really excited about it. And the other thing that we're going to do differently is before we go, you guys are each going to sign up for 2-on-1 calls with myself and David Brookover. The reason that we want to do these is we really want to tailor this experience to what your goals are as a photographer. So we'll schedule a Zoom call. The 3 of us will get online and we're going to talk about your work and what it is that you want to be producing. So if you were interested in this trip, I will drop a link in the show description below this video, or you can go to tedforbes.com. I would highly recommend that if you are interested, you get your deposit in fairly quickly because this trip will fill up. Plus, as soon as we get our deposits in, then we can start getting the best deals on flights and look forward to buttoning this up. And hopefully I will see you guys in Japan. If you have any questions, drop me a comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, later.